presented by evolvingtogethernow.com. My name's Dr. Tricia, and I'm delighted that you're here. As we begin to ponder evolution through our own life experiences and current events, my goal is not that you agree with me, but rather that your own being is affirmed, your own questions and insights honored, and maybe you experience some healing in your own mind, body, spirit, as I have over the years. So again, welcome. If you like what you hear, subscribe and tell your friends. So why do I say daring to ponder when talking about evolution? I used to think, if I thought about it at all, that evolution was a fact of history. Dinosaurs existed, now they don't. Evolution. I wish I'd cared more about both history and science in school. What, did I think they didn't have anything to do with me? That's a sad perspective. Maybe that they didn't have anything to do with the present moment, with now. I was, however, passionate about spirituality, even as a little girl. So in my early 30s, I joined the Franciscan Sisters of Little Falls, Minnesota. And I remember one Sunday, early in my first year there, Sister Carla talking about strawberries at church. I thought, strawberries is part of a spiritual talk? I thought it was kind of funny, but gradually her message began to dig deeper into my soul. And she wasn't just asking us to think differently, but rather to think bigger and deeper about life, love, connection, relationships, which was a far cry from the Catholic doctrine I grew up with. And I love my family and my upbringing. I cherish that, but Catholicism really leans into the guilt and unworthiness. So here to be asked to know the sacredness of my being and others in all creation, I wasn't sure I could even trust a message of such care. That in itself was a radical shift for me. Evolution, though I wasn't aware of it as such. The second of the three experiences I'm sharing in this video was in my late 30s. It was in the idea that humans evolved from apes touched me in a new way. I'd heard of it before, but now it resonated with something inside of me that mattered, like meeting a relative for the first time and that look in their eyes, making me feel all the more welcome and at home in my own skin. It was remarkable, really, even if a little puzzling. Merriam-Webster's definition 1A of evolution. Descent with modification from pre-existing species. Cumulative inherited change in a population of organisms through time, leading to the appearance of new forms. Okay, but it was still like a four-letter word for me that I wouldn't, shouldn't, couldn't, God forbid, better not believe or say out loud. So what was I so afraid of? That I'd be ridiculed, that I'd be condemned by the church, that I'd be labeled a radical, assuming that's a bad thing, of course. I think maybe all of that, but mostly that the boat of my own beliefs and culture would be unsteadied, that my own family, familial, political, social beliefs would have to change. It was easier to stay the course, and yet deep down, my own inner culture was shifting. We human beings yearn to understand. Who made us? Where do we come from? What's the meaning of life? What happens when we die? Our earliest human ancestors, they looked to the cosmos and the earth, the sun, moon, and stars, lightning, thunder. They looked to the seasons of nature to understand the seasons of life and death. Definition 2A, a process of change in a certain direction unfolding. We humans evolve, thank God. The third experience in my early 50s goes back even further than long before animals or nature. It's evolution of life itself in the universe. Now, it's only been in recent decades that astrophysicists and cosmologists and other scientists have been able to see and articulate that we all come from a common origin. And that origin is the universe, the energy of the Big Bang. So the material of you, me, us, everything is intrinsically related because we all emerge from the same singular energetic event. Think about that. No wonder I've been feeling such a kinship. We are. We are newly discovering our evolutionary ancestry, far from being a mere concept or simply ancient history. Evolution is alive, has been and is alive within and among us, every species, all reality from the beginning of time. So when pondering this, that indeed we are the continued unfolding of the universe since that primal fireball, you might think I'm smoking something or out of my mind or both. But what if we are? What if my being and your being, and yes, the strawberries and apes and oceans and forests are all made of the same stuff? Stardust, actually. What difference would that make to how you understand and feel about yourself, about others? Truly knowing and seeing our oneness, not our sameness, but our oneness in the midst of our phenomenal diversity. Does that make you feel small or smaller, or even more consequential to life within you and life on earth? Definition 5, a process in which the whole universe is a progression of interrelated phenomena. Knowing this invites a whole new degree of relationship and care. Our human species is at an incredible moment, a turning point in human conscious awareness, not just of facts, but of our relationship with and participation in the evolving universe. Tearing down walls of division and hate within as well as among us, shifting greed, jealousy, competition into generosity and gratitude, and building bridges between people, between species, between cultures and religions. And yes, for many of us, it will deepen and expand, not deplete or negate our connection with God, our sense of the divine. All of this is vital to the viability of our shared life on earth. You know, the universe has had our back from the beginning. Now we know it. And now we have the spiritual and scientific wherewithal to live it. We got this. Thank you for watching. I hope that your own journey of evolution has been enlivened. Each week, my YouTube channel, Evolving Together Now, will be pondering an aspect of our human experience, often tying it into current events. Topics such as sexuality, health and wellness, suffering, chaos, change, faith and spirituality, love, relationships, the brain, mindfulness, to help us continue to be intentional about and empowered by our evolutionary nature. Nothing to be afraid of any longer, except the further expansion of heart, mind, soul, you, me, us. Remember, if you like what you heard or you're just darn curious, subscribe and tell your friends.